Chelsea Football Club had Endrick at the palm of their hand. He's 17 scoring winners at Wembley, but yet the club opted to go in another direction. His agent's coming out and saying we dropped the ball. The players coming out and declaring his admiration for the club. And now we are getting all of this revealed. I've got the quotes, I've got the story, and I'm going to tell you, I hope they don't miss out on Estavio in that way, because 60 million euros is the release clause, and apparently Chelsea are negotiating. Then, and the next one, Conor Gallagher and Ben Chilwell absolutely humiliated themselves at the Wembley Arena on the big occasion. We need to talk about that. Because a lot of people are going to say, Alex, you just don't like those players. It's nothing to do with like. I don't care. As long as they play well, it could be Enzo, it could be Caicedo, it could be Conor Gallagher, it could be whoever. If you play well for my club, I will love you. I will give you unfounded commitment. But yet, we are starting to see the same things on a more consistent occasion with Conor Gallagher and Ben Chilwell. And I'll break it down for the ones that don't understand or don't want to see. You will understand by the end of this video. And finally, we need to talk about other players that are on international duty. Enzo gets a goal. We've got Noni absolutely smashing it under 21 level. Palmer is sick, and so is Gusto. We'll talk about it. What does it mean? And what I need from you is, I need you to hit the like button. Because if you hit the like button, YouTube realizes that people actually like this channel and they'll share it out. Number two, if you're new and you made it this far, subscribe. Because the road to 34,000 has just begun, but it's going to be a lot quicker one than the road to 33,000. So, if you subscribe right now, I promise you I'll be delivering you good entertainment for the foreseeable future. And finally, if you guys like scouting players and you like to listen to actual analysis of people that have watched these players in 90-minute games rather than compilation, well, I'm your guy, because Victor Gyökeres, I did a new segment at the end of the video. I'll link it in. You guys can watch it. Deep level analysis from my eyes, and more importantly, where I have taken the time to credibly analyze the player. None of this, oh, I've read this. None of this, oh, I saw a comp of this. It's 90-minute games where I watched him and I've come out with strengths, weaknesses, and my recommendation. So in the future, when he joins someone else and you start watching him more closely, you can come back and tell me you're talking nonsense and you're waffling, or you can tell me, Alex, you were spot on, geezer. But now, let's start with the news. Man, this could be the one that got away. And this is very annoying because Endrick scored the winner at Wembley, and what I love about this kid, everything he does seems legendary. Like, honestly, everything from this kid screams legendary. And it's actually a good thing he didn't join Chelsea, because he almost belongs at Real Madrid from day one in European football, all the way to the end, and never play for another club. Because, let's be honest, Real Madrid is the best of the best, right? Real Madrid and Barcelona, I don't know for what it is for other people, is the dream where you would go and play the prime of your football. Or if you start your career, you retire there. Because they're the big royalist clubs. They're the ones that when somebody that doesn't like football, you say, name a football club, Real Madrid. That's the first one they always talk about. Or if they're in England, Manchester United. Because just the bona fide studs. But the reality is we want Chelsea to become that. We want Chelsea to develop. And that only happens with dominating football for years and years and years. And then building up your image. Sadly, Endrick has gone to Real Madrid. His agent has come out and said, look, Chelsea were in the running and Chelsea just did not want to pay the fee. And apparently at that moment in time, we remember seeing articles that have illustrated that Chelsea believed it would really inflate the market if they were paying 40 million euros for a kid at the age of 17. Because if you're going to go in after someone else at that point, hold on, you just paid 40 million for a kid that's played no professional games. What do you think this guy's going to cost? I find that really funny when you pay 100 million for Enzo and Caicedo. Like, it just makes no sense to me, right? Evidently, they wanted to go in a separate direction. Each to their own, we move on. Endrick has spoken about Chelsea publicly and said, look, they're two-time Champions League winners. They are in a city such as London. The pull is there. And for me, this is so annoying because this kid could have been a Chelsea player. This kid could have been developing at Palmeiras and then come in 2 years' time. And when he came, you could decide either you send him to Strasbourg so he develops in France further, or he comes into the Chelsea team and slowly gets integrated the way Kendrick Pies would be when he comes. And it's frustrating to see. But this kid came on and you just saw he's got a knack for the big moment. Like, even his PR team is wonderful. He came out at the end and said, oh, look guys, I got to score a goal at Wembley and Bobby Charlton got to play here. Mate, you don't know who Bobby Charlton is. All due respect, right? You are 16, 17 years old, wherever you are, yeah? There is no way he knows Bobby Charlton, because it's purely based on the fact that when he was growing up, he most probably knows Rooney, he knows Gerrard, he knows Lampard, he knows Beckham. Bobby Charlton, man, 1966, right? Surely he does not know, he's not that much of a football savant. Like, I'll be honest, I know Bobby Charlton by name. I have never watched any compilations of Bobby Charlton. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go and do some research on English history of football. But the fact that he said that, you know his PR team is spot on. But what does this mean for Chelsea? It means that Chelsea missed out on this kid. And his agent made it very clear that Real Madrid said after Neymar, they're never going to miss another talent of this caliber again. So they went and got Rodrigo, they went and got Vinicius, and now they went and got Endrick. There's another one, Estavio Willian. Estavio Willian is available for 60 million euros. There is a release clause. And Chelsea were talking to him. Fabrizio says there's nothing concrete yet. Trust me, conversations like this happen behind closed doors, and hopefully we have had a eureka moment the way Real Madrid did, and we basically decided we're not going to miss out on a talent of this caliber ever again. So I hope we go and get him. I don't care what you lot say, oh, we need experience only. Well, how is experience in the terms of Ben Chilwell, Gallagher, Disasi, and Sanchez? All right, you need quality, you don't need experience. If they're quality like Cole Palmer, if they're quality like Gusto, if they're quality like Enzo, if they're quality like Caicedo, nobody complains. I'm sorry. Now we need to get back to our Chuckle brothers, alright? We've got two Chuckle brothers. Vice Captain 1, Vice Captain number 2. Let's talk about them. England got humiliated, right? Nobody on England's team, in my opinion, played well enough for me to be very kind on complimentary. However, and this is a big however, a lot of people aren't gonna like this, Chelsea boys stood out in a negative light. They really stood out in the negative light, and it was evident to see. Whether it's the structure, there were some basic errors from Ben Chilwell that are unforgivable. The cross stands out like nothing. 45th minute, he's running down the left-hand side, put a delivery in cross. No confidence, shanks the ball as if he's going for a rugby conversion. Absolutely horrible footballer, man. And people are going to say, Alex, Ben Chilwell's fantastic. Ben Chilwell is still living off the 9 months he had under Thomas Tuchel. The first 9 months where Thomas Tuchel came in, Ben's energy, Ben's infectious character for running around, getting stuck in, up and down, crossing, was there to see. That Ben Chilwell was a competent footballer. He was a good energy bunny, especially in a good system where he's being protected. Ben was good. Then Ben experienced quite a few injuries, and even prior to that under Frank Lampard, Ben wasn't great. I think Ben Chilwell is extremely lucky he's had the career he's had. Because if you look at Ben Chilwell and you compare Ben Chilwell to other players that have played in his position, his talent is nowhere near good on par. He can't control the ball, entire areas. He doesn't pass the ball quick enough. He needs so much time and space to pick a pass out. Maybe from a set piece he's got a good delivery, but he's extremely average. And this is why I don't understand why Cucurella's not good enough, but Ben is. Oh, we need to get a cover for Ben. Why? Ben never is fit, and Ben, when he plays, he's always catching up to being fit, or when he is fit, is hopeless. He can't defend one-on-one. So what are we doing here? Like, let's just call a spade a spade. He's not good enough. He's one that has to go. Now we need to talk about Conor Gallagher. Because you guys have absolutely cooked me in that video where I've explained the contract situation. Conor Gallagher's great. Conor Gallagher's better than Enzo. Conor Gallagher's better than Caicedo. Conor Gallagher. What is he better than them at? I'm sorry. If it's distance covered, he should have been a marathon runner. If it's the ability to go kick people, he should have been a kickboxer. If it should have been fitness, brother, go and become a fitness coach. Alright, 20-minute hit videos, that's all he can do. Because technically, we saw it yesterday. Declan Rice is far superior on the ball to this guy. And for those of you that know me, you know I don't think Declan Rice on the ball is nowhere near the level of a player that should be starting for England. Yeah, he's got Conor Gallagher next to him, and Declan looks far superior and more comfortable on the ball. Do you know how mad that is? We have got in our ranks players such as Phil Foden, Maddison, Cole Palmer. We've got Kobe Mainu. And yet Gallagher is the one playing. And what's embarrassing is people think Gallagher's good. And then you got rival fans coming out with, yo, we understand what Chelsea fans are talking about. They thought we were lying. They thought people like me on this channel were lying. They thought I would sit here and lie through the skin of my teeth. That is not what I do here. I tell you stuff in advance. You don't disagree. 12 months later, you come back and say you were right. Always happens. I was early on with so many players. Ben Chilwell, I was early, called him Basic Ben. Gallagher, I was early, you didn't like it. Mason Mount, I was early, didn't like it. Tammy Abraham, I was early, you didn't like it. These players are not of the caliber that required a Chelsea Football Club. If Conor Gallagher wants to be a bench player, be my guest. Conor Gallagher is not Chelsea level. He does not offer anything against low block. So how could you be a number 10 for Chelsea? He does not offer any passing creativity. He doesn't offer any dribbling creativity. He doesn't offer any vision creativity. He doesn't do anything on the ball. He's a runner. And the fact that our manager insists on playing him, that is enough of a reason for him to get sacked. Literally enough of a reason. Call me negative, it's called honest. You don't come here to hear what you want to hear. You come here to hear what you need to hear. It's as simple as that. Now that I got that rant out of the way, because you know what, it's been building up for a while. People try to cook me. They try to cook me. You don't know what you're talking about. Conor Gallagher's our best friend. That is all I ever hear. Conor Gallagher's our best player. He's our best friend. Listen, you want to be mates with him, go for an ice cream, okay? He most probably hangs around Cobham. Go meet him, go for an ice cream. I want to watch good football players. He's not a good football player. He's mid-table where Chelsea are, and there's a reason why we're mid-table. Him, Desassi, Sanchez, Chilwell, there is a reason where we are where we are. These are the players we need to improve on. We improve on them, we will fly up that table rapido. Now we need to talk about Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer missed the Brazil game. They said it's a little knock. I think this is precaution. I think Chelsea have had a little deal with England. We've been hearing this recently through Gary Neville. These deals happen all the time. I think Cole Palmer's been rested. This is phenomenal news. I do not want Cole Palmer to play the next game. I want him back at Chelsea in Cotton Wool, getting ready for that Burnley game. Because for me, these friendlies are a waste of time. Malo Gusto had a virus. He went back straight away to London. He's recovering at Chelsea. He should be back for the Burnley game. Nothing to worry about. Thierry Henry sent him home from the under-21s. Wonderful. We're not going to complain about that. Enzo Fernandez. Enzo played a game the other day. I think it was against El Salvador. And he scored. He played 45 minutes. Apparently he had a decent game. I saw the highlights here and there. It looked average. Problem is with Enzo nowadays, because we get two schools of thought. Enzo's crap or Enzo's unbelievable. There's no in the middle. So someone said Enzo scored a screamer. I went online. I was like, let me see the screamer. Brother was 3 yards out. He was 3 yards out and put a tap in. So we're getting a lot of exaggeration. We're getting a lot of hyperbole when it comes to Enzo Fernandez. And it really irritates a lot of people. So when people hear this hyperbole, they go to the other side of extreme and be horrible to him. And then when people hear the horribleness, they go to the other side of the extreme and call him Tony Kroos. I'm here in the middle. Enzo scored a decent goal. Enzo had decent 45 minutes. And for me, if Enzo doesn't play the next game and comes back to England, I'll be very happy. He's having a good international break. The one game I did watch was Azerbaijan under-21s versus England under-21s. Yes, football addict. Hence why I got a channel. That was a very interesting game. And what was very evident is Noni Madueke is too good for that level. And so is Harvey Elliott while I'm at it, while I'm talking about it. The way those two stand out, even Rico Lewis, I would say, the three of them, they're far too developed physically, let alone technically for that level. Noni bullies under 21 players. Like, he's built like a tank. I'm guessing he's so used to playing against the men in the Eredivisie and now in the EPL, where when he goes down to the lower levels and plays against players that are still in their youth team, he's so physically imposing. Because he's, 6 foot strong, but he moves like he's got a low center of gravity. He's got great technique. Noni is too good for that level. And what is very annoying is, I think the only way Noni gets better and develops more is if Noni goes and plays regular football. But he's not going to get that at Chelsea because I don't think he's better than Palmer. I don't think he's better than Raheem Sterling. And at this moment in time, I think he's on par with Mikhailo Mudryk. And what is unlucky for Noni is he's not competing with Sterling for the left-hand side. He's competing with Palmer for the right-hand side. And when Nkunku comes back, Nkunku gets that 10 or the left-hand side. Then Mudryk gets a problem. So we're seeing the problems that in front of our eyes. So what's going to happen? I think Noni needs to go on loan in the summer. I do. I think we even need to sell him. But there will be no point selling him because we're not going to get a fee that's big enough to warrant selling him, in my opinion. And at the same time, selling him doesn't do nothing for us for amortization purposes, because we're not going to get more than 30 million. So for me, loan him. Let him go somewhere. Let him score goals. Let him develop. Let him learn his trade. And the same thing goes for Omari Hutchinson, unless some stupid bid comes in. Same thing goes for Angelo. Loan these players. Let them go and learn their trade. I actually would love the idea of Noni going to Strasbourg next year under Patrick Vieira and just learning his game, learning like how to play in a physical league like the French league. That would actually be a great learning experience for him. Yes, he's done it in the Eredivisie, but I think the Ligue 1 is a better league than the Eredivisie. That's my opinion. I want to know yours. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, guys, so now what you can do is you can go watch this video over here. This is the Gyökeres analysis. And if you want to know about Gallagher's new contract situation, go over here. That one's right here too. That's a really good video. Let me know what you lot thought. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.